Hello everyone. I'm Ted. And today we will discuss Chapter 17. Employee Health, Safety, Welfare, and Social Security. Let's start. Employee Welfare. Employee welfare. Employee or labor welfare is a comprehensive term that includes various services, benefits, and facilities offered to employees by the employer. Through such generous fringe benefits, the employer helps improve the life of employees. The welfare amenities are extended in addition to normal wages and other economic rewards available to employees as per the legal provisions. The basic purpose of labor welfare is to enrich the life of employees and keep them happy and contented. Welfare measures may be both statutory and voluntary. Labor laws require the employer to extend certain benefits to employees in addition to wages. Voluntary benefits are the result of employers' generosity, enlightenment, and philanthropic feelings. Features. 1. The important features of labor welfare may be listed thus. Improving living standards. Labor welfare work is undertaken by the employer to improve the standards of living of workers. 2. Essential obligation of employer. The work generally includes those items of welfare which are over and above what the employees expect as a result of the contract of service from the employers. 3. Improve all-round growth of employee. The purpose of providing welfare amenities is to bring about development of the whole personality of the worker, his social, psychological, economic, moral, cultural, and intellectual development. 4. Going beyond the rulebook. Welfare work is something which goes beyond the rule book, not always mandated by law and undertaken by progressively minded employers. 5. It may be noted that not only intramural but also extramural, statutory as well as non-statutory activities, undertaken by any of the three agencies, the employers, trade unions, or the government, for the physical and mental development of the worker. Importance. Labor welfare work is undertaken primarily to meet the following purposes. Enjoy life. Welfare amenities are meant to enrich the lives of workers. Raise living standards. Welfare facilities aim at raising living standards of workers. Welfare measures will improve the physical and psychological health of employees, which in turn will enhance their efficiency and productivity. Cushion to absorb shocks. Welfare work helps workers cope with the challenges brought in by growing urbanization and industrialization. Loyal and committed workforce. Welfare facilities promote a sense of belonging among workers, preventing them from resorting to unhealthy practices like absenteeism, labor turnover, and strikes. Welfare work makes the service in mills more attractive to workers. Healthy work climate. It improves the relations between employers and employees. It promotes a real change of heart and a change of outlook on the part of both the employers and employees. Deterrent against social evils. Welfare amenities prevent social evils like drinking, gambling, and violence by improving the material, social and cultural conditions at work. Congenial environment. As a result of welfare measures will act as a deterrent against such social evils. Agencies for welfare work. Several agencies involved in carrying out labor welfare work in India. Central government. The central government has put in place various acts covering the safety, health, and welfare of workers. The various pieces of labor legislation, such as Factories Act, ESI Act, Mines Act, Shipping Act, etc., provide for canteens, creches, restrooms, washing facilities, welfare funds for housing needs, etc. State governments. Governments in different states and union territories offer welfare facilities to workers, including health care, transportation, and safety. Employers. Enlightened employers like Tisco, Hindustan Lever, Godrej, L. Siemens, Voltas, Bajaj, Birlas, Sandoz, Philips, HMT, Lick, BHEL, Air India, Hindustan Zinc, Hindustan Copper, and RCF have undertaken welfare activities in the interest of workers. Trade unions. The contribution of trade unions in India towards labor welfare activities is not significant. Some labor organizations like the Ahmedabad Textile Labor Association, Mazdoor Sabha of Kanpur, and Railway Men's Union, however, have provided welfare facilities to workers such as running schools, libraries, sports centers, cooperative stores, recreation and cultural centers, legal cells and labor journals. Moving next. Types of welfare facilities. Types of welfare facilities. Welfare services may broadly be classified into two categories. I. Intramural activities, which are provided within the establishment. 2. Extramural activities, which are undertaken outside the establishment. Intramural. Drinking water. Toilets. Creches. Washing and bathing facilities. Rest shelters. Uniform and protective clothing. Recreation facilities. Canteens. Subsidized food. Medical aid. Extramural. Housing. Education. Maternity. Transportation. Sports. Leave travel. Vocational training. Holiday homes. Cooperative stores. Fair price shops. Social insurance. Labor welfare work may also be divided into two categories. I. Statutory welfare work comprising the legal provisions in various pieces of labor legislation. 2. Voluntary welfare work includes those activities which are undertaken by employers for their workers voluntarily. Many employers, nowadays, offer the following welfare amenities voluntarily. Moving next. Statutory provisions. Statutory provisions. Employers are required to offer welfare facilities to workers under different labor laws. Factories Act, 1948. Washing facilities to male and female workers separately. Facilities for storing and drying clothes. Facilities for occasional rest for workers who work in a standing position for long hours. First aid boxes or cupboards, one for every 150 workers, and the ambulance facility if there are more than 500 workers. Canteens, where there are more than 250 workers. Shelters, restrooms, and lunch rooms where over 150 workers are employed. Creche, if 30 or more workers are employed. Welfare officer, if 500 or more workers are employed. Employers are required to offer welfare facilities to workers under different labor laws. Plantation Labor Act, 1951. A canteen if 150 or more workers are employed. Creche if 50 or more women workers are employed. Recreational facilities for workers and their children. Educational arrangements in the estate if there are 25 or more children of workers, between the age of 6 and 12. Housing facilities for every worker and his family residing in the estate. Medical aid to workers and their families, sickness and maternity allowance. Providing umbrellas, blankets, raincoats to workers as a protection against rain or cold, as prescribed by the state government welfare officer, if 300 or more workers are employed. Employers are required to offer welfare facilities to workers under different labor laws. Mines Act, 1951. Shelters for taking food and rest if 50 or more workers are employed. A canteen if employing 250 or more workers. A creche if employing 50 or more females. Pithead baths equipped with showers, sanitary latrines. Welfare officer if 500 or more workers are employed. Employers are required to offer welfare facilities to workers under different labor laws. Motor Transport Workers Act, 1961. First aid equipment in each transport vehicle. Medical facilities at the operating and halting centers. Canteen if employing 100 or more workers. Comfortable, clean, ventilated and well-lighted restrooms at every place where motor transport workers are required to halt at night. Uniforms, raincoats to conductors, drivers, and line-checking staff for protection against cold and rain. Prescribed amount of washing allowance to the above staff members. Employers are required to offer welfare facilities to workers under different labor laws. Contract Labor Act, 1970. Canteen, if employing 100 or more workers. Restrooms or other suitable alternative accommodation where contract labor is required to halt at night in connection with the work of an establishment. Washing facilities. First aid boxes equipped with prescribed contents. Moving next. Social Security. Social Security. Social Security is the protection given by society to its members against contingencies of modern life such as sickness, unemployment, old age, invalidity and industrial accidents. The basic purpose of Social Security is to protect people of small means from risks which impair a person's ability to support himself and his family. The security measures are generally specified by law. They offer some kind of cash payment to individuals to replace at least a part of lost income that occurs due to mishaps such as sickness, injuries, death, etc. During periods of economic and physical distress, the poor workers can at least survive on compensatory payments offered by the state or employers. Social Security is an attack on 5 giants that affect workers: wants, disease, ignorance, squalor and idleness. It is not a burden but a kind of wise investment that offers good social dividends in the long run. Social Security benefits are provided in 2 major ways in India. Social insurance. In this scheme, a common fund is established with periodical contributions from workers, out of which all benefits in cash or kind are paid. The contribution of the workers is nominal and generally does not exceed their paying capacity. The employees and the state provide the major portion of the finances. The primary purpose of the fund is to provide for a minimum standard of living to the beneficiaries during the period of partial or total loss of income. Benefits such as Provident Fund and group insurance are offered on the basis of the contribution record of the beneficiary. Social assistance. In this case, benefits are offered to persons of small means by the government out of its general revenues. It is the state which takes the lead in offering certain benefits to the public. Workers and employers do not contribute to such benefits in any manner. Benefits such as old age pension are granted as a matter of right. They are provided free of cost, provided certain conditions are satisfied. Moving next. Social Security in India. Social Security in India. The following benefits are commonly provided in India under the umbrella of social security schemes: medical care, sickness benefit in cash, old age pension or retirement benefits, invalidity pension, maternity benefit, accident benefit, survivor's benefit. Social Security benefits, broadly speaking, fall into 2 categories: social insurance and social assistance. The Workmen's Compensation Act aims at compensating the worker adequately in case of injuries or accidents suffered by him during and in course of employment. The Employees State Insurance Act offers medical health and unemployment coverage to industrial workers during their illness. The Maternity Benefits Act provides for payment of maternity benefits to women workers on certain conditions. The EPF and Miscellaneous Provisions Act offers retirement benefits to workers in the form of Provident Fund, pension, and deposit-linked insurance. Group Life Insurance Scheme provides insurance cover to several employees working under one employer, as long as they remain in service of that employer. Article 41 of the Constitution of India states, "The state shall within the limits of its economic capacity and development, make effective provision for securing the right to work, to education and to public assistance in cases of unemployment, old age, sickness, and disablement and in other cases of undeserved want." The Government of India has more or less supported the view that there would be no peace without social justice and no justice without social security. Social security benefits are offered to workers through various pieces of labor legislation. Social Security in India, a review. Since independence, several laws have been enacted to provide a social security cover to industrial workers, especially in the organized sector. Millions of workers in the unorganized sector, agricultural laborers, cobblers, rural artisans, rickshaw pullers, etc., have remained outside the ambit of Social Security. Due to paucity of funds, the government has not been able to come out with any comprehensive scheme to provide for unemployment insurance to the jobless. Most existing schemes have several inbuilt weaknesses such as overcrowding in hospitals, non-availability of medicines and legal hurdles in the way of compensation claims. As things stand now, the various schemes are somewhat fragmented, leading to wastage of critical resources. There is considerable overlapping as similar benefits are being dispersed under various schemes, leading to wastage of critical resources at various places. The government on its part has not undertaken any concrete measures to integrate the various Social Security schemes. One oft-repeated complaint from employers is that they have to make separate contributions for various schemes, maintain separate accounts and remain accountable to different authorities for compliance, inspection, etc. They would, given a choice, prefer to make contributions to only one authority. This would benefit workers, too, because they need not run from pillar to post to collect different amounts from different people under various schemes. To cut short a long argument, the government so far has only been able to scratch the surface as far as Social Security measures are concerned. These measures have, more or less, been in the nature of social assistance and not social insurance. They have not been able to mitigate the distress levels of workers even in the organized sector, due to shortage of funds. Making the employer entirely responsible for making Social Security contributions is also not a healthy sign. Of course, extending benefits to the unorganized sector, introduction of unemployment insurance, making the workers contribute a small amount towards Social Security, bringing various schemes under a common roof, and many more steps are required to improve the lot of workers in a capital-hungry and labor-surplus country like India. In summary, the record of Social Security measures in India, therefore, is one of noble intentions, constitutional mandates, legislative provisions, a large number of schemes and programs. But judged from their impact on the conditions of life of the people, they cannot be claimed to be particularly successful in achieving their objective. In short, there are promises to keep, and miles to go. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This video is brought to you by Bookstune. Like this video to encourage us. Share this video to spread the knowledge. And subscribe to this channel for latest update.